Live.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. To begin tonight's open session, we'll ask for the approval of the agenda. Any additions or deletions? Any disclosures of interest this evening? And see, we have no delegations. So we'll move into resolution number 353-19, moved by Councillor Mullins, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that the minutes of the Council and Committee of the Whole meeting held October 22nd, 2019 be accepted as circulated. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution number 354-19, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stafuric, that Council accept the report from the acting CAO clerk with respect to change order number 5 from number 10 Architectural Group for the Schreiber Discovery Center to increase the contract price in the amount of $14,330, excluding applicable taxes, as per the attached agreement. All those in favor? Resolution number 355-19, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Mullins, that Council accept the report from the acting CAO clerk with respect to change order number 6 from number 10 Architectural Group for the Schreiber Discovery Center to increase the contract price in the amount of $4,504.50, excluding applicable taxes, as per the attached agreement. All in favor? Carried. Resolution number 356-19, moved by Councillor Mullins, seconded by Councillor Stafuric, that Council accept the report from the acting CAO clerk with respect to change order number 7 from number 10 Architectural Group for the Schreiber Discovery Center to increase the contract price in the amount of $900, excluding applicable taxes, as per the attached agreement. All in favor? Carried. Resolution number 357-19, moved by Councillor Stafuric, seconded by Councillor Mullins, that Council approve the appointment of Roseanne Pellegrino as a member of the Senior Committee for the term of Council ending November 30th, 2022. All in favor? Welcome, Roseanne. Resolution number 358-19, moved by Councillor Stafuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that Council approve the Beautification Committee's plan for the Light Up the Night event scheduled to take place December 15th, 2019 at 6 p.m. in the Schreiber Cemetery. All in favor? Carried. Resolution number 359-19, moved by Councillor Mullins, seconded by Councillor Stafuric, that Council approve the quotation from ProGen Inc. Electrical Contracting in the amount of $7,050 plus applicable taxes for the installation of 2 heaters at the water treatment plant and 2 heaters at the wastewater treatment plant clarifier building. All in favor?
Could that be something that was forecasted, or?
Well, they talked about that.
Yeah, they talked about it. They were
When they were
failing,
looking at it, yeah.
and so they knew they were gonna.
Those things being replaced there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Resolution number 360-19, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Mullins, that council approve the quotation from ProGen Inc. Electrical Contracting to complete the installation of 21 vapor light fixtures in the wastewater treatment plant clarifier building and the installation of 8 LED bulbs in the clarifier domes in the amount of $6,800 plus applicable taxes. In favor? Moved by Councillor Mullins, seconded by Councillor Stafuric, that council accept the quotation from Breeze Bakery and Catering Inc. in the amount of $38 per person, excluding applicable taxes, to provide dinner for the 2019 Township Christmas Social. All in favor?
Is the list finalized then?
For the party,
That
yeah.
budget, yeah. That amount, yeah. The list is finalized and that amount. That amount will cover
Yeah. Yeah, the invitations have gone
Resolution number 362-19, moved by Councillor Stafuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that the Council of the Township of Schreiber supports the township having observer status in the Kenogami Forest Enhanced SFL Company. All in favor? Resolution number 363-19, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stafuric, that bank debits paid out of the general bank account in the month of September 2019 in the amount of $39,107.51 be approved and ratified. In favor? Carried. Resolution number 364-19, moved by Councillor Stafuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that checks issued on the general bank account in the month of October 2019 in the amount of $653,504.05 for general accounts payable be approved and ratified. All in favor? Resolution number 365-19, moved by Councillor Mullins, seconded by Councillor Stafuric, that bank debts issued on the general bank account in the month of October 2019 in the amount of $52,175.65 for payroll be approved and ratified. All in favor? Resolution number 366-19, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Mullins, that council authorize the payment of the Town of Smooth Rock Falls invoice number 2864 in the amount of $1,098.40, including applicable taxes, for a meeting with the Mayor, Council, and Community Economic Development Committee. All in favor? That brings to a close the council portion of our meeting. We will move into Committee of the Whole, Treasurer's Report. Property tax arrears update.
So this is just letting council know that the final tax billing due date was September the 30th, and we sent out the reminder notices and final notices. Final notices went out to any properties that will become eligible come January 1 for registration. So we had 37 final notices that were sent out, which is down from 2018. I think it was 48 that we sent out in 2018. So yeah, and the table will give you a description of the different composition and where things are right now.
And as we say, those numbers will change come January, probably.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, in 2018, we sent out, I think it was 48 final notices, and we ended up, I think there were only 6 that were eligible in the end. So.
Okay, thank you. The October budget variance report. Any questions on that? Okay, then Treasurer's report, the council expense and remuneration report. Any questions on that?
Why do the dates go to 2015 on that thing? Is
On
that
the
just to
summary?
show- Yeah, is that just
Yeah.
to show that
Previous.
That have to show that period?
Okay, no questions. We'll move on to Director of Operations report on asphalt repair.
So there was a recommendation from the Director of Operations to pay J. Provost Contracting Limited for street repairs at 101 Main Street, 115 Winnipeg Street, 99 Winnipeg Street, and Winnipeg Street near the sewer plant.
And they all since been done, correct?
Yep.
Okay. They do, yeah.
That was a bit of a hiccup there, eh? Is that kind of unusual that they would
Yes,
just come into town and,
They were supposed to do quotes.
yeah, I read the report, yeah, so just a lack of communication on their part. Yeah, jumped the gun on that, but
But I think he realized he jumped the gun, and that price is
is a reasonable price.
a reasonable
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
And like Red said,
They had good work, yeah, it had to be done, so,
Everybody fine with that then?
yeah.
Community Economic Development report.
In terms of an update on the Discovery Center, again, the construction, there's an updated construction schedule. Looks like they're planning for demobilization by January 1st, 2019. I'm still curious.
2020?
Sorry, 2020. I'm still curious how they're
Oh, they're gonna do it.
gonna do the landscaping portion and all of that. But either way, in case anything does get held back, we would be putting a hold back until, again, substantial completion is
Right.
met for the construction project. Either way, I don't see any real, delays for the project. An important thing to say is that, our contingency, we did have to utilize some of our funds for the contract administration. We're putting that into an investment consultant budget in the project, and now we have moved that towards the contingency in the Schreiber capital, Discovery Center capital budget. And that's mainly because when discussing with our funders, they were quite clear that they wanted strictly to use an investment consultant, something like advertising or marketing towards that cost category. Therefore, the contingency amount, we still have a contingency about $15,000 that we do have for construction remaining, but of course it would be much lower. With regards to the construction, it was brought up that pigeons may be a problem on the site, so I'll be getting in touch with the architect to look into this and maybe provide any sort of suggestions how we could bar pigeons from coming to the Discovery Center once it's completed. That might be, again, just more netting or some of those, I don't know what the term is, but the bird nails.
Okay.
That they're building their nest on in the suburb. Yep, right on top of the spikes.
Oh, okay.
CEDC meeting minutes. Any questions on those? I see they don't have any recommendations this time.
Did you guys talk about volunteer recognition? What did you decide on that? Is there anything that put off till the next meeting, or?
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
so, yeah. The one thing that we did talk about was, and then I talked to Dave about it, we went into the gymnasium and took a look with the murals and that.
Yeah.
I think I believe it's in there.
Yeah, they're looking, Ray's getting a price on hardware.
They're looking to do that through the winter.
Right.
Man, just a guesstimate would be $1,000. And that's heavy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a big expenditure for sure.
No.
Yeah, it'll look good.
Okay, senior program coordinator reports from August, September, October, and Christmas party planner. Any questions on any of those? And Thunder Bay excursion, I guess.
Yeah, if there are no questions on the reports, I can just again summarize just the two other remaining things there. So the senior center Christmas party plan is going to be $15 for tickets for members and $25 for non-members on Wednesday, December 4th, 2019. Doors will open at 5 p.m. and supper at 6 p.m. all at the community hall. And overall, it has a cost of about $3,500, which will be covered by the our Seniors Active Living Center grant. So
15 going, $3,000.
No, that's $15 per ticket.
Oh, but how many people are going to, they figure? I thought it was about 15 people they thought were going to were going to this thing.
15, or more than that. I don't know if she has any numbers yet.
Not you, well, there's, there's still a proposal, whether that's what they want to do, and if they can get the seats, yeah.
Are you talking about the excursion or?
Well, isn't
Okay.
it an excursion with a bus trip and a
Oh.
theater? Then they go to the theater, you go to the,
Oh,
get on the
okay.
bus, you go to Thunder Bay.
I'll get to that. We're just talking at the
Oh,
Christmas
Christmas
party.
dinner.
Oh, I'm sorry, you confused me because I walked ahead to the other one there. Okay.
there any questions about the Christmas party, or go ahead with the excursion?
Yeah,
The-
we can go ahead with excursion.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump the gun there, but I was reading this one and that one was.
It's going to be a full day excursion to Thunder Bay. This is again something that was covered by a grant. Thunder Bay, it includes lunch and a play at the Magnus Theatre, leaving on Sunday, December 8th at 9 a.m. The first stop would be at Intercity Mall for shopping and lunch. And at 1:30 p.m. a bus will go to the Magnus Theatre, and at 4 p.m. the bus would come back to Schreiber. Costs are still being finalized for this project, but it's again the hopes that the grant will cover the majority of the costs.
Well, I know it's something different that I hope they get a good response for that. But
Yeah,
like you say, the risks there are, weather, obviously.
Right, yeah. That's another opportunity to
Yeah.
do something by the community. It's all good.
Okay, very good. Recreation programmer report. Recommendation on the band for next year.
Yes, the recommendation is put forward that the Council of the Township of Schreiber authorize the agreement with the CCR band in the amount of $3,390 and authorize a $500 deposit. So the CCR band will play on July 18, 2020 at the Community Hall for the Heritage Days 2020 event, and their January 2019 performance in the township was actually sold out, so they're very well received.
I think it would be a great band, personally.
Yep,
So we agree with the recommendation?
Yeah.
definitely.
Tell Evan to move ahead on that.
Big draw. Will the
Yeah.
pavilion be ready, or will it be at the rec center, or?
Probably at the rec center.
Rec center.
Bylaw enforcement officer report. Any questions on that? Comments, Nathan?
I've seen nothing too major happen in terms of bylaw issues, so.
That's good. That's good. Building permit report.
It's just an update on the amount of building permits, that applications and all we've received so far. Of course, the fees required and all of that is calculated by our bylaw 6/2018, which again stipulates the type of pricing that's required based on, this, in some cases, the square footage of what's being proposed. Ultimately, our CBO is the one that checks that and finalizes the pricing based on the work that's required to be done.
Okay.
That's in accordance with any town work that was done.
Yeah,
Like for private properties and stuff, that's different. Because there's a couple of private ones in there as well, right?
That's for any
Yeah.
building permit.
Any building permit for the town or for anything else.
What are the three big ones there, May, June, July?
The Discovery Center, I imagine.
Yeah, because it seems that one of them actually says Discovery.
Construction visitors and
Yeah.
the new exterior door,
It's
the
the
garage
biggest
at
one.
the, I think,
Yeah.
Camiso.
Well, in May it shows, what is that, $2 million?
That's
Yeah.
the
Building
Discovery
value?
Center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the value of the building at that point,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
or the money that went into it so far.
again, that was just, that was calculated based on the tender costs for the building. And at the time we put in the application, right, that's how that number was determined.
Mhm. So then in July, how can they put in washroom, janitor doors and replace doors and the total comes to $185,000? That's, the amount of work was only 1,200 by the,
That is by the
first item in
school
July,
board.
yeah. But what's the 185 then at the end, that 1,000?
I'm not sure the nature of the work that the school board was doing there.
Well, if the description says washroom doors.
Yeah.
For 185 grand, that looks like a lot of money. That's why I'm trying to figure out what that column represents in as far as value, because there is a value added to it, and then it does summarize at the end.
Unless it refers to a larger structure.
But that would be more than
Including-
185,000, yeah.
I don't know.
I just found that whole column that says value, I understood at the beginning reading it, it was the value of the work done, like somebody is putting in
Well, that's
a garage door.
The
that's,
first one
10
is
grand
that
or
is what
something,
your
yeah.
building permit costs.
Yes, no, that's what you paid for the building permit.
And that's what the value of the.
Of the work being
that's
done.
going to be done.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's more than what's showing in the description.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. You'd have to look at the building permit itself, I guess, to see just what they are.
Heck of a lot of doors.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So maybe
If you look at it and it's like a washroom door, a janitor door, replace $1,200.
Maybe they
for
built a
building
new
permits for
washroom
doors.
and a new janitor office.
Oh, they did 100 doors, and is it a
The
per permit?
application
door.
is more, right, detailed, right, so.
Yeah.
They put in the diagrams and draw everything out, right, so.
But the main column we'd be interested in is the paid fee permit, because that would be the money coming in to pay for the fees. That's the income from
Yep,
those fees.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we collect.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Okay, Schreiber Public Library, meeting minutes, any questions?
On the second one, there's an update to the cactus part, but there's two pieces there, eh, Dave? There's the minutes rotated, the
Right.
board meeting minutes, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So are you going to treat them separate then? We can look at the other one separately?
Yeah,
Rotated?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Move on to the one rotated then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, the cactus project looks like it's going ahead, and it's probably gonna happen. That's just from what I know, from listening, what I've been listening to and what I'm hearing. And it sounds like it's gonna be very interesting. It sounds like a good opportunity to get community involved. That was 3.5. We're gonna be looking for, obviously though, it'll be a lot of help involved in there and community involvement as well, so. And I think Donna spoke to you about access space, yeah, but we didn't come up with anything yet so far.
Still working on that?
Kind of have a small solution, maybe, interim solution to get the project going.
Yes, I heard it was right in the basement, so.
Possibly.
Just that the accessibility might be an issue, but.
Okay. The next up are the Aqua reports. There are 3 reports there. Are there any questions on any one of them?
That's a question on dirty power.
Dirty power.
Dirty power wouldn't start the generator.
Mm.
Is that something unusual, or can you explain it?
There's 3 phases of power, one of the phases dropped out, so it
Okay.
wasn't given a complete current.
Okay. So in the old days, that would be a problem. That'd be if the generator wouldn't start,
Yes.
and you'd end up with a boil water advisory, possibly? Is that type of
That
thing?
could have possibly been.
But now that's, I mean, we get
Yeah, we
by.
averted that problem
Yeah.
because we have our storage.
Yeah, excellent.
You got 2 days to,
Yeah.
so get things
What is it,
fixed
6?
up, really.
That's an huge.
2+ days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a big,
Because I'm sure dirty power, that's probably not unusual in this part of the country through the winter time,
you
and
know, we've dealt with it before, and that's what happens. We go into boil
yeah,
water,
so it's working.
it's working. Any other questions on those? Okay, then, we go into question period. Any questions? Okay, then we go into communications. First one was from Michael Gravel in support of our resolution for the library funding not being cut. It's nice to see that he is supporting us on that.
Yeah, that's a good letter.
Yep. Number 7 was a concern that, was the funding for the harvest
Food
cover.
bank, yeah.
They will
Food
be,
bank.
they will be submitting a grant and aid application for the next meeting to follow up to that letter.
Okay.
I
great.
spoke to Linda today. She's coming in to pick up the grant and aid application as they've done in previous years.
Yeah, they do that every year, basically.
Oh, okay.
And at our next meeting, we'll discuss it. You know, we always,
So there's really nothing out of the order there.
no.
And the train also does
Yeah.
their thing soon, next,
Yeah.
first week of December, I think.
December the 1st.
December the 1st.
Yeah. So that'll also help them out then.
Another one to look at is number 6, where
Yes.
Yeah.
they're requesting us to take a action on this issue. So it's from the Thunder Bay Health Coalition. So this is a subsidiary under the Ontario Health Coalition that advocates for publicly funded healthcare. It represents 400 grassroots community organizations and lobbies the government for healthcare provision issues and the opposition of privatized healthcare. So they're requesting a resolution against the amalgamation of the public health units, local ambulance dispatch centers, and the closure of local ground ambulance services and cuts to funding for long-term care homes.
Yeah, we have to support them in that, because I mean, we had an issue today where a lady got taken up to Thunder Bay in an ambulance, in a Schreiber ambulance, and then shortly after that, there was an incident down by the school
Yeah.
with the crashes, and they had to call in the Terrace Bay ambulance. So now both their ambulances are out of town,
Yeah,
and they want to cut back on our ambulance services, and that's
no.
definitely not a good thing. Fully
I
have to
think we
support
should
that, yeah.
support this resolution.
Similarly, there's a resolution from number 14, the town of Kingsville for local healthcare services. And it's a similar resolution for the same matter. So it would be, depending on how much action you want to take, one would be that we would be, of course, writing that letter of resolution ourselves. It would be similar to action taken again for the library cuts.
Right.
Otherwise, if you're going to be supporting another township's resolution, you'd just be stating that you're supporting what they have.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one you want to.
I think we should put our own resolution forward myself, you know, as our own community. Support number 6, Thunder Bay Health Coalition, and put in our own resolution for number 14.
Okay. I agree.
Everybody fine with that?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Number 9 is another one I think we should support. Deals with the integrity commissioner and setting up a database, a
Yes.
searchable database.
Yeah, that would help a lot of,
So we're not
I believe.
reworking,
Right.
form and rework that, like, we can look for previous cases that,
So we should support this resolution
I
too?
believe so.
Yeah. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Good.
That must be a region or something, the town of the Blue Mountains.
Yeah, imagine. Municipality of West Elgin.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of them down
And it's quite interesting to see though how in that case, right, the determination of what the integrity commissioner says
Yeah,
can really vary because there's no case law. So
Right.
Right.
this would be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to build a case law compendium for this.
I think so.
yeah, it's just different, it might end up with all kinds of different opinions on the same matter, right?
there. Yeah. Okay then, can we move on to unfinished business? Township Christmas Social. Invitations have been sent out. Any things left to be done? success this year. Any other questions on that? Okay, draft Township of Terrace Bay Automatic Aid for Fire Services Agreement.
This is again just an update to the existing bylaw, really is just the dates need to be changed.
To continue on with our, everybody okay with that?
Mhm.
Yeah, just some big changes.
Yeah.
So, October 21st,
Yeah.
2020.
Okay, and into other business, Roma delegation request. So as it turns out, I won't be going, I'll be in Mexico.
Oh, shame.
So,
What part are you going to?
Yeah.
What's the deadline on this?
I believe it was it December 2nd? I think it's December 2nd.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So what we need to know is again, which minister, possibly a second minister, you want to see. And I have the list there, right? So,
Have you sent us that list? Is it attached?
yes,
anywhere?
it's attached.
Okay.
Should be the second attachment there.
On mine, it just goes.
There's a second
blue.
attachment.
Yep.
Roma delegations.
Page 2.
Any of the ones that want to give us money, I told you that today. You gonna figure that out yet?
I'm just wondering if we should do a follow-up to the Minister of Energy that we approached in August
With Bill?
with Bill on our Oxford,
Yeah.
in Ottawa.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were there in August, and
Mm.
we spoke with the minister, parliamentary assistant, I guess, to the Minister of Energy. It might be worthwhile just to do a follow-up. I was on the, I went on the webinar this afternoon. They had a conference in Thunder Bay, there was a webinar for 3 hours. The internet was kind of in and out, so I caught some of it, but not all of it, but they talked about the IESO, which is the Independent Electricity System Operator. So they're responsible for the power in Ontario, but they talked about the gas-fired power plants, that they're the most expensive way to generate electricity, and they're probably looking for different ways of generating greener power, cheaper greener power. So that might be an opportunity for us.
It combined with Oxford, eh?
Yeah, down the road, because, I mean, we have the geography, apparently we have the right geography here for that type of system, so. If it's not Oxford, it might be, who knows, it might be someone else, but there is, I mean, they are looking for increased capacity in the future. And, they're looking for different projects that are gonna meet that green energy demand. We might be in a good position for that, so maybe we should pursue that in the future.
Mhm.
So there is the next planning cycle will begin next year in 2020, by mid-2020, so we might want to get in on that, put our heads together and think about what we can do to influence the next planning cycle, so.
Yes.
I mean, that's, if that ever came into being, that project, I mean, that's a real game changer for not only Schreiber, but our region.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we should push that to the limit as far as I'm concerned.
Economic development?
It's, the Ministry of Economic Development is primarily in charge for, again, any funding that we get under FedNor. They have the final sign-off, and of course, FedNor is a subsidiary under that ministry and also the CFDCs, so another option.
Mhm.
Any other potential options? So far we have energy and economic development. If it's just these two, then is a decision then again, Minister of Energy, or should I put that as the primary request, and then I can put economic development as a secondary request?
Wasn't there a few more you'd like to also hit as well? Like, I think
Yeah.
municipal affairs and housing would be very
Mhm.
interesting to talk to. There is a huge backlash right now about people in unaffordable housing.
Be certainly pertinent to get a lot of information if you have any questions, right, with regards to the specific ministry, since it does
Mhm.
cover
Mhm.
a substantial amount of our work.
When do we have to have our request in for, does it say?
I believe it has to be by
Was it the second or?
second
It's
of,
very early.
December?
Yeah.
Gotta have them in by?
You have to have your request in by.
and also then, once we know what it is, you have to pick the date that we want to have this meeting, so far for 3 ministries.
Okay, Heritage is one I would add only if we can talk to them about possibilities of grants. You said energy, housing, Heritage, and what was the other one?
Said economic development,
Oh,
energy,
yeah.
and municipal affairs so far, so that's 4. We can put in a request, I think, for just a primary and a secondary
Oh,
minister.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I was wondering how many can you actually select? I'm just saying the ones that I have in mind, and I guess we all have to put our own in and then choose, yeah.
And decide ultimately which one you want, which 2.
Yeah, skills development is tricky because we don't really have any industries here for skills development, do we really?
No.
Not for railroad, they do their own training and things, and even the mill, so that wouldn't.
Yeah. There actually might be something coming on that down the road from economic development, so there may be something for next year at some point.
Okay, everybody fine with that?
Well, those are the four. I'd like to get more information. If
Just,
possible.
then again, we want more information on
Yeah,
that one?
because
Okay.
just seeing that, I would like to know exactly, approaching them, what are we going to get from, out of it, what is.
You'd have to talk about the issue that you want them to address, right? So you'd have to bring your issue forward to them. So it's just, again, an opportunity to lobby something that we would want, right? So.
Because I know with Heritage, we've got the museum going up right now, and there's possibility that there could be funding for grants in there that could help us out with administration costs later down the line, because I'm thinking, once that thing is open, that's our baby to look after. We're
That's
gonna need
true.
funding for it.
Again,
And that seemed to me like a good tie-in because of what it is, to be able to approach them, because, when they hand us the keys, it's ours. We gotta run it, pay for it.
And again, my suggestion in terms of strategy of this meeting is you pick something, again, that you want to lobby for. I mean, in the past, it was, right, we were building, again, this museum, and we were really keen, right, on ensuring, like, the funding did come through on this. I mean, again, if you're talking about Oxford Power, again, that project is awaiting a minister's directive, right? So,
But it might be there soon, you never know.
yeah, So, you know, that's another thing, right, so.
But energy is a
But-
big thing as well.
If you want just information, right, if it's something to get information on something that, we can always, right, reach out to these ministries and, you know, provide any information on, right, on grants or anything like that. Unless you specifically want to lobby for a new type of grant or lobby one of our applications to an existing grant, right, so.
First.
Maybe you should look at infrastructure too. I mean, we should have a talk amongst ourselves,
Yeah, ultimately, we'll have to have a talk and decide which
Where we're
ministry
going.
or minister you want to deal with and the reason why.
yeah, where we're going and why.
And we need it by the next council meeting.
And I know with housing, that was the only one I picked too, because with any potential growth that could happen, we are very, very limited in the housing that we have right now, and you keep hearing them about, oh, we're gonna be spending thousands and hundreds of thousands, millions on housing here, there, and whatever, and nothing up here. It's all down southern Ontario.
Do they know who's going to this? The registration is open, so.
Yeah, I guess it'll be Kim and Dan and Kevin and Nathan. Okay, then we can move on to the 29 Christmas season garbage collection.
So,
When is the map? When's Wednesday on that day?
25th is when.
It is on 25th, isn't it? Yeah.
I had a discussion with our contractor and he's looking into it. Of course, he has to touch bases with his staff to figure out this plan, but he'll be getting back to me as soon as possible with that.
Okay,
Is he,
do we have time yet?
no idea, or?
Just,
Okay.
he'll follow up with a suggested proposal of what to take care of it.
Christmas Day lands in the middle of the week, and you've got Christmas Eve before Boxing Day, and then Friday, well, hangover day when nobody's out, and
Yeah,
then,
that's something.
and then you're the day before New Year's.
Yeah.
Might work on Thursday or something, I mean, what the heck?
No, Thursday's gonna be Boxing Day.
Yeah, be
Because
Friday.
sometimes, you know, you get Christmas on Monday, so
Friday,
people.
yeah.
still-
Yeah, it'll be
Friday.
Yeah, probably.
Do everything
Because
then.
the dump won't be open on
Mm.
Thursday, right?
That would be where I would go Friday, and then you do business and that.
So he's gonna get back to you then, Nathan?
Yep.
Okay. The Christmas season resident decorating. Past 2 years, we've gone around with the chamber bucks, but here again, we don't have any chamber bucks.
I would do the same thing.
Put a gift.
I would do the same thing.
Okay.
In the same amounts of the chamber bucks that we used to do.
Okay.
Little,
My suggestion.
yeah, sure.
But did you do that for everybody at the?
Or Dan's
event? Was
suggestion.
that-
Piggybacking on
How did it work?
Dan's.
Were there categories or something, or?
No, everybody got the same amount.
Oh, okay.
We picked, how many did we pick?
20? Something like
I
that?
have to go back and look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it went around in the fire truck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we changed it up the last couple of years, that's what you've done.
Yeah.
there was no 1, 2, 3. or
then-
No,
all the
because
same.
some of us went out in advance, and then we had some ideas, and then we've been
You might have to downsize,
shortlisted.
because the lowest one you can get is 25 maybe.
Yeah.
Much appreciated too, eh? You know, so.
Yeah, it is,
Should
yeah.
stick with that again.
Mhm.
But if it's, what did we give, about $20?
I think we gave 10.
$10?
No, for the houses last year, there was $25 in each envelope, because we had about $300 on us in the truck that night when we
Well,
were.
we definitely have to look, you said we have to look
Yeah,
at
I'll
the
take a look and see what
denomination
the
of the
prizes were
cards.
last year.
Yeah, because it's the lowest denomination, you get $25, and we'll just see
Yeah,
what we did last year and go from there, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, then I guess that's it. Yeah, resolution number
367.
367-19, moved by Councilor Stefan, seconded by Councilor McGrath, that the closed meeting resume at this time. All in favor? Carried.
Take a break before we start it?
Yep.
Shut the case.
Oh.
Yeah, I need to get in touch with you. What's up? Well,